Good day, I choose the last thesis statement. No, it's stated there, hope is always grounded in communion. Against the temptation to despair and the temptation to reject hope based on empiricism, there's only one remedy, a hope that can be best expressed as, I hope in thee for us. There's a deep and intrinsic relationship between love and hope. No? Hope, like love, is not possessive nor obsessive. It is not clingy nor controlling, but freeing. It is not calculative, non-objectifying, but rather is patient and truth, or trusting, rather. Faithfulness and truthfulness in hope is a grace, a decision, a call, and a response. In the face of death, hope says to the beloved, you shall not die, and our communion is indestructible. And somehow, in some way, I will see you again. The person who hopes does not exactly know how that will happen. He also knows that he himself cannot make it happen. It is a recognition of hope and love as both nostos and kainunti, as before, but differently and better than before. A return to being, but in a transfigured way. According to Mahatma Gandhi, he said, when I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love has always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but at the end they always fall. Think of it always. Stated. And according to Gabriel Marcel, true hope is always situated in a temptation to despair, to fall apart and break into pieces before an undesirable fate. Hope is not optimism. Hope is not the same as feeling optimistic. No, generally, an optimistic person is more hopeful than others. No, the most pessimistic individual you have ever known, on the other hand, is still hopeful about something. No? For instance, we say, let us look at the better side, at the light side of our life. Let us think positive. He's now in heaven. Thank God, his suffering has ended already. No? And on the other hand, hope is not wishful thinking. I will not cry. I will not be defeated. This is all but a dream. Things will be normal when I wake up. When I wake up, everything will be normal. The pandemic, this virus will disappear. No? And so on the other hand, hope is always grounded in communion, as what I said in the thesis statement. When you give hope to other people, you bring yourself also hope. Hope is a strength of knowing that in life, everything is possible, even failure. If you have hope, it will help you to prosper. It is now important to bring this topic to real life and answer the question, what is the importance of hope? In Tagalog, ano ba ang kahalagahan ng pag-asa? First of all, we have to say that most of the time, we call upon the virtue of hope when we face struggles, hardships, pains, sufferings. Hope in this time is to uplift our spirit and help the human being to endure, to strive, and to look beyond the current situation. However, many struggles seems to be endless, leaving no room for a better future. Then the question becomes, can one hope against any hope? Can one hope against any hope? No, Pope Francis says that hope opens new horizons, making us capable of dreaming that is not even imaginable. Hope is not also the prediction and theories of futuristics. No. But faithfulness and truthfulness in hope, a certainty that is a statement, is a grace. No? It's a grace, a decision, a call, and a response. No? First is, hope is a grace. We recognize hope as God-given virtue. For this reason, it is called theological virtue. Only God can give us an enduring hope, the hope that gives against any hope. No? We take here the example of the biblical figure, no, of Abraham, who according to St. Paul to the Romans, that believed, hoping against all hope, and so became the father of many nations. No? It is said that Abraham was elderly and his wife was barren, but God told Abraham that his wife will bear a child, will conceive a child. No? And they believed. This is truly a hope against hope, but also a grace from God. Second is hope as a decision. Previously, we said that hope is not a mere wish but an engagement into the present reality in order to be a participant in the outcome of the future. It means to be part of the solution we desire. After finding the grounds of God-given grace of hope, it is good to take an action, no? Action which sustains our hope and frees us from idle waiting. And even though action in times of fear and despair can seem meaningless, it is the hope in our hearts which can guide our endeavors. No? And third is a hope as a call and a hope as a response. No? Just like taking an action in times of trials, the truthfulness and faithfulness of hope are expressed as a response to grace. A grace or a call without response remains mere grace or eternal, present, unchanged. The response of God's grace is a choice to give meaning to what we hope in our life despite the darkness around the mystery of grace. Taking again the example, the scenic story of Abraham, we see that he responded to God's call by leaving his country, going without knowing where, but God was leading him. This express the faithful response which gives meaning to hope which is inside me, inside you, inside us. Now, this expresses the stated in our thesis statement. Now, we said that the person who hopes does not exactly know what that will happen. He also knows that he himself cannot make it happen. Therefore, one should abandon himself to the mercy of the mystery which to hope. And while facing the challenges this pandemic, one virtue to sustain us is hope. No? Hope lived in community and with solidarity. Again, no? Hope lived in community and with solidarity. I keep hearing last time this saying, we fight as one and we heal as one, as a battle cry of communal hope during these trying times. Our hope is hope for a better future, for a renewed humanity. As far as this pandemic is concerned, our hope is better world after the pandemic, this pandemic. No? Looking forward for a new normal. This new normal is better than old normal. So, even when this pandemic takes away thousands of lives, we remain still hopeful because in the face of death, no? So this is taken in the face of death, hope says to the beloved, you shall not die. And our communion is indestructible. No? And somehow, in some way, I will see you again. No? And for those who believe in afterlife, that is not the end of everything, while mourning and become sad because of your loss, no, believers still hold up on hope. We light a candle with hope, and there will be certain a returning of being, but transfigured way. Thank you.